Happy Friday, everybody. So I get to start a Tony event today, Business Mastery 2A, and I'm a participant. So that's awesome. Being a participant means I get to sit and just pay attention and take notes and do the stuff. So that's great. And yes, I still pay the money every now and then and participate in the events. Why? Because then I can just focus on what I'm supposed to focus on and do the homework and do the activities and do the exercises. When I'm working, when I'm crewing, I definitely get stuff out of it for sure, but I'm there to support and help the other participants. I'm not doing the exercises. So that's why I still pay the money and I still participate. And I'll still do that. Remember, your number one investment should be in you. Then you start investing in other things. So I have a thought for today on your Friday. Use your words. And what do I mean by that? I mean, in every situation, especially in relationships, in your personal relationship, in your business relationship, in your relationships with your family, and your relationships with your friends, use your words. Tell people what you want. Tell people what bothers you. Tell people what upsets you. And I don't mean they got to know your opinion about everything 24/7, but let's say in a personal relationship, I cannot tell you how many times I had people come into my office for a divorce, and let's say they were predominantly feminine energy. And if they were predominantly feminine energy, more often than not, they were sending signals to their significant other that they weren't happy, but coffee's done. But they never actually sat down and told their significant other, this is what I want and this is what you're doing. This is what I like and this is what's bothering me. They never sat down and used their words. Their significant other was somehow supposed to interpret their signals and figure out this is what they wanted. And masculine energy sucks at that. Masculine energy is absolutely terrible at that. So more often than not, the masculine energy will have messed that up. And so then the person who's predominantly feminine energy will say, I'm not happy, I want out. And then the masculine energy, who has no idea that things are this bad, goes, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on? And now they want to come in and try to fix everything, but it's too late. Because the person who's predominantly feminine energy, even if you do everything that they want, they love you, but they're not in love with you. I cannot tell you how many times I heard that. I love him, but I'm not in love with him. And now the parties go through a divorce because nobody ever sat down and said, this is what I want. And the same can be true with masculine energy. Masculine energy can be sitting there doing all of these things, producing this result, this result, this result, this result, hoping that this person finally does for them what they want, and never actually sitting down with them and saying, I'm not happy in this relationship because you're not happy, which, by the way, is all that masculine energy wants. The masculine energy, the dominant masculine energy in your relationship, all masculine energy wants is for feminine energy to be happy. That's it. That's all masculine energy wants. They go and get all these things and do all this stuff, but all they're doing is doing all of these things in hope that feminine energy is happy. And so they'll go do all this stuff, and if feminine energy is not happy, they'll go somewhere where they can make somebody happy. And then all of a sudden they're like, I'm done. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of you constantly being upset and pissed and never happy. And feminine energy wonders why masculine energy goes away, where they disappear. They disappear into a television. They disappear into the masters. They disappear because if all you're doing is complaining, then they're like, why am I doing all this? Why am I working so hard? Why am I putting forth all of this effort? But they don't use their words. They don't sit there and say, this is what you're doing that bothers me. And if feminine energy was happy, they would get what they want from masculine energy. But instead, they say things like, I wish I had this, I wish I had... Well, that really isn't what feminine energy wants. Feminine energy wants masculine energy's presence. But when masculine energy gives feminine energy what they say they want and they're not happy, then masculine energy goes away. And they disappear into something else. They disappear into their nothing box. Masculine energy loves that. They have a box in their head that's got nothing in it, and they go sit in the nothing box, and they can do that all day. And that's what happens in relationships. You know, the same is true with our siblings or with our parents or whatever. And I'm not saying use things to be mean and hurt people. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying use your words to say what you're happy with, but also use your words to say what you're not happy with. If you're in a relationship and it's not going the way that you want, you have to take responsibility for letting the other person know this is what you want. If you're in a business relationship and it's not going the way that you want it, you've got to do the same thing. If you're in an employer-employee relationship, you've got to do the same thing. You have to use your words and tell the person, this is what I'm happy with, but this is what I'm not happy with, and this is what I want changed. If you don't get what you want, you have to partially take blame for that because you have to communicate with the other person, this is what I need in order to function, in order to be happy, in order to feel secure, in order to feel loved. You know, we've all got our own love language. And most of the time what we do is we give the other person what we want as a love language. And it may not be necessarily what they want. Some love languages, you have to say the words. Some love languages are touch. Some love languages are you have to show me. You have to do things for me. You have to bring me gifts. So if you don't communicate to the other person what your love language is, or if you guys don't sit down and figure that out, then the person's throwing darts at a wall. And they might hit once in a while, but why not sit down and figure out what it is so that you know and you can hit the bullseye every time? Use your words. My advice for the end of a Friday, at the end of the week, as we head into the weekend, sit down and communicate with those you care about, the things that you like, but also the things that you wish they did differently. And they may or may not change those things. You can't control the other person, but you have to at least take partial responsibility of the fact that you have to give them the information so that they have the opportunity to change, especially before you decide to leave that relationship. If you leave that relationship because they never gave you what you wanted and you never told them what you wanted, then you're just as responsible as they are, maybe more. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thanks for today. I'll be up the next 2 days and talking, but it's going to be a little bit later because we stay up till like midnight on these things, and 4 hours of sleep just doesn't quite do it. I've tried it. I wish I could do 4 hours of sleep. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.